Okay. Okay, fine. Okay. And we can divide the whole characteristic plane in two regions. One is called as the ohmic region, okay, and the other one is called as the saturation region. Ohmic region is the region before this pinch off point, okay, and after the pinch off point, when the current saturates or when the current becomes maximum, we call this as the saturation region. Okay, right. Now, similarly, we can have uh, p channel devices. We can have p channel devices, okay, where we will have the channel this channel that is of p type, okay. Look at this is the channel that exists between drain and source. This is the same structure like NJFET, okay. So here this material is actually made up of p type material, okay, and this is the gate region is made up of n type material. That is the only difference. Otherwise the other things are same. So we will still have two PN junctions, okay. One PN junction will be forming here, okay. If this was the original, one PN junction will be forming here and the other PN junction will be forming here, and we are having two depletion widths again like this. The depletion width is more at the top than at the bottom. The same thing as it was in the case of n channel MOSFET, n channel JFET, okay. This is the drain, this is the source, and this is the again gate terminal, right? Now the point again is to make this thing, to make this device operate, okay, with so that the PN junction become reverse biased, okay. Now to make this PN junction reverse biased, we should make n type material to be at higher potential with respect to p type material, okay. P should be lower and should be at higher potential, then PN junction will be reverse biased. This is the point, this is the thing that we want to do. So we want to make n type to be at higher potential, so we can connect the n type material, n type gate, to the positive polarity of a battery, okay, to the positive polarity, so that n type becomes goes to is connected to a positive polarity, right? Okay, and we will have a VD resistor over here which will actually drive the current between drain and source, okay. Look at here, the potential that we apply at the gate terminal, that is this VGG, okay, the potential that we apply at the gate terminal is actually used for controlling the flow of current, okay, is actually used for making uh, this space that is there between two depletion widths, it is actually controlling this space. When this is high, this space this space would be less. When this is low, this space would be more, okay. So this is actually a kind of a lock system which is trying to make these two gates close or open depending on the value of this VGG. So this VGG gate voltage is trying to control the region between two depletion regions, okay, the space between two depletion regions, and this is the space where the current flows between drain and source, okay. Now the current between drain and source will not flow automatically, okay. The current between drain and source will flow only when there is a potential applied between drain and source. So this potential, that is VDD, is responsible for the flow of current. Only when we connect a VDD, then a current will flow in the channel. Okay, and the spacing will determine the flow of the amount of current that will flow. It will actually determine the pinch off voltage, this spacing. Okay, so this VGG will determine that if whether your pinch off voltage would be lower or high. If the pinch off voltage comes earlier, then the amount of the saturation current will be less. If the pinch off voltage comes later, then then respectively the current would be more. The saturation current would be more. Okay, so the operation is same, the structure is same, only here the polarity of voltages will get changed. Okay, negative potential is negative polarity is VDD. The negative polarity of VDD is connected to the drain, and the positive polarity of the VDD is connected to the source terminal. Okay, and we have this VDS voltage that appears between the drain and the source, so we name this as VDS. Similarly, we can have VGS, which is the voltage drop that appears between the gate and the source terminal. The source is again grounded. Okay, now here the direction of current will also be different as compared to N channel JFET. So in N channel JFET, the current was flowing in this direction from right to left, top to bottom, that is in anti-clockwise direction. But here, because the polarity of VDD is reversed, the current direction would be like this, clockwise. So the current will flow in clockwise direction, reverse, opposite to that of NJFET. And the current will, because this region is made up of p-type material, okay. So and p-type material contains holes, mostly the majority charge carriers are holes, and free electrons are available but very few in number, so we can neglect those uh, minority charge carriers. Okay, so we can say that the current is mainly because of the holes in the case of p channel device. Okay, so I can write here in p channel J that current is due to holes. Okay, and because this is a unipolar device, okay, so only one of the charge carriers contribute mainly in the flow of current, and we can neglect the very few number minority charge carriers. We can say that the current flow is only because of hole in the case of p channel JFET. Okay, and that's why it's also called as a unipolar device. Okay, we had seen this term earlier also, unipolar device. Okay, so holes are the contributing uh, factor in the current in p channel JFET, and for n channel JFET, free electrons were the factor or the charge carriers which were contributing in the current. Okay, so this is one important, very important difference. Okay, and this is easily understood because this is p-type material, so holes will be here, right? Again, always, as always is the case, Ig will be 0 because this junction is reverse biased, and through a reverse biased junction current does not flow. Okay, we can get that leakage current, we call this as leakage current, and that's very small in magnitude, so we can get that leakage current for a reverse biased PN junction, and hence Ig, the gate current, will always be 0 ampere for any kind of jet. So this is very important point. Students get confused many a time that what is the value of Ig? Huh? So Ig is 0 ampere. This should be clear in your mind. And why it is 0 ampere? The reason should also be clear. Okay, because the PN junction is reverse biased. Fine. So this is the structure for a p-channel MOSFET, p-channel JFET, okay, which is very similar to the n-channel JFET, right? Okay, now the characteristic curve. Right here, this is again the curve which is similar to the curve that we obtained for n-channel JFET, if you remember. Okay, if you can remember. So this is a curve between VDS, and ID. ID is in milliampere, okay, and VDS is in volts, okay, and so that's why that is this is a ID curve, ID VDS curve. We call this as IV curve or ID VDS curve, whatever. There are many names for this curve, or simply the JFET characteristic. Okay, the JFET current characteristic. So basically, the independent parameter is this VDS, and the dependent parameter is this ID, the drain current. And as we change the value of VDS, the value of ID also changes. And it is in the same fashion that it went for N-channel JFET. So let's take this example. Okay, when VGS is 0 voltage. Okay, so when VGS is 0 voltage, okay, then again let's look at here that the current increases rapidly in the starting, and after reaching a certain maximum value, let's suppose here, okay, it starts to saturate. It tends to saturate. It does not increases, okay, or it increases by very small in magnitude. Okay, so we can kind of see that, okay, for this curve when VGS is 0 voltage, okay, this is the value of IDSS. Okay, and IDSS, as we know by the definition, is the maximum current that flows through the JFET when VGS is biased at 0 voltage. Okay, now for other changes in VGS, because VGS becomes, if we make VGS +1, +2, +3 voltage, so that to increase the reverse biasing effect on the two PN junctions. So for example, if you make VGS as +1 voltage, the pinch off condition will come a bit earlier, okay, and hence the value of maximum current will also be lesser as compared to IDSS. Okay. Similarly, this trend will continue with the increasing value of VGS. Okay, and goes for pinch off. Okay. This point when VGS was 0, this is the value for pinch off voltage. This would come at around minus 6.5 or minus something like that for this case. Okay, and the curve for the locus of all these pinch off voltages would look like this. The locus or the connection of these pinch off voltages would look like this. Locus of pinch off voltages. Okay, now this is the last case when we make VGS equal to around the pinch off voltage. Okay, the amount of current will be very less, and when we go beyond this, the device enters into saturation. Okay, the same thing as it was for n channel JFET, right? And one more thing they have shown here, that because this is a device, practical device, and for any practical thing we have some limitations. Okay, we cannot go beyond that limit. So this is a small, suppose this is an electronic device which is designed to operate at low voltages. So if we go beyond that defined low voltage, then the device will enter into, will just get breakdown. The device will get just burnt up. It will not function properly. Okay, so this thing, look at this line. Okay, if it is visible, this is the line that is shown here. Okay, okay, VDS max, and this is the line for VDS max,
Excuse me,
which is
sir.
around minus.
Sir, your voice is
Yes,
not audible clearly.
my voice is not coming.
Yes, sir. Sir, it's not clear.
Okay. The volume is high, the volume is maximum, and is now is it coming?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
Okay, then what to do? Uh, Yeah, other students, can you confirm if my voice is breaking? Is my voice clear to students? Others, please confirm. You can by message or audio voice. Hello, hello. It looks like my voice is completely lost. Hello,
Yes, sir.
Sambit Maji. Yeah, Shaswati. What? How is my voice? Is it clear
Yes,
or
sir.
not?
So now it's clear.
Now it is clear. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So I was at this curve for P channel JFET, P channel JFET, right? And IDS is 6 milliampere, so this will come at around here. And VP, similarly, VP is also plus 6 voltage, the pinch off, and this VP is 6 voltage. Okay, so this is the similar curve I can write in the point. Similar curve as for N channel JFET. So you need not remember different curves. If you remember just one curve, it will be sufficient. Okay, because the curve shape is same. Take care of the things that the polarity of the voltages have changed. Of the voltage have reversed. Okay. If it was negative for N JFET, it becomes positive for P JFET, P channel JFET, right? Okay, and I was discussing that this is the line for VDS max, the maximum value of VDS that one should apply to the device. Okay, and it is around, let's minus 18 something, minus 18 voltage. So we should not operate this device above 18 voltage. Okay, because then there is a chance that it will enter into breakdown region, or it will just simply break down. It will simply get burnt up, and it will not operate. It will become permanently dysfunctional. So you may not be able to use that device later on. It will get damaged permanently. Okay. So what happens actually when we increase the value of VDS beyond VDS maximum? So look at this characteristic. So it will go like this, and suddenly the current will increase like this, sudden increase for each of these conditions. So this sudden increase in current shows that, okay, now the device is kind of short circuited. It is not functioning properly. So the current is increasing almost instantly. Okay, so this thing we should avoid for any device, not for just JFET, but for any device, that we should operate the device under the prescribed maximum limits. Otherwise, there is a good chance that the device will get damaged permanently. Okay. Okay, now symbols. So what are the symbols for JFETs? The symbols are again similar to BJTs, but not identical. So BJT we had three branches. Here we also have three branches. One is for gate, the other is for drain, the third one is for source. Okay, so this is gate, drain, and source terminal. Okay, so this one is for N channel JFET. So this is for N channel JFET symbol. JFET symbol. Okay, so here between gate and source we have this VGS value, and between drain and source we have this VDS. Okay, that thing is understood. What is important here, that differentiate between N channel and P channel JFET symbol is the direction of this arrow. There is an arrow mark pointing inwards for N channel JFET at the gate terminal. Okay, and there is an arrow mark which is pointing outwards. Okay, for the P channel JFET. That is the difference. Here the arrow is coming inside, going inside the device, and here the arrow is coming outside the device. Okay, and this thick black line signifies channel that exists between drain and source terminal. Okay, that's why it's made a bit thicker in shape. Okay, now sometimes you will also see this kind of symbol. So it is understood that this is gate. The middle terminal is gate always. So this may be drain or source, whatever. This may be source or drain. Okay. Now instead of giving the arrow here, in some books you may find the arrow coming out at the source terminal. So here arrow is going inside at the gate terminal, and here at the source terminal it is coming out in the same direction. So this also is for N channel JFET. Similarly, for a P channel JFET, the symbol would look like this. Okay, the arrow was coming out at the gate terminal. Okay, right? The arrow was coming out at the gate terminal. Okay, now, so for at the source, in the same direction, we can draw the arrow like this on the source terminal. So this arrow on the terminal will signify that this is the source terminal. this is the drain terminal, and this the middle one is always the gate terminal. Okay, so these are the symbols, again similar to BJTs but not identical. Okay, and we should know that what is the significance of each of these terminals. uh, the arrow is pointing in a certain direction for N channel and P channel JFETs, right? And there is a good reason behind the selection of the direction of the arrow. Okay, it is basically trying to reflect the hot air. Okay, now so we have forward the simple introduction of the JFET, and he had seen the structure for N channel JFET and P channel JFET, and we had also seen the IV characteristic curve for N channel and P channel JFET. Okay, and we had understood the meaning of pinch off voltage, the significance of pinch off voltage, and how does this pinch off voltage vary with respect to the voltages applied at the gate terminal. So I can give a, a homework question here. Just note down this question. Explain how, okay, how does the uh, pinch off voltage, note down this question, varies with respect to the with respect to VGS. Okay, uh, for let's say N channel JFET. Okay, so explain that how does this pinch off voltage varies with respect to different value of VGS for N channel JFET. Okay, so just try to explain this thing in your own words, then you will understand the thing even better. Okay, okay, now uh, I hope you have noted down this question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what they have given here, let me just go through this quickly because these things we have already seen. So here in the figure A, VGS is 0 voltage. Okay, this VGS is 0 voltage. Okay, and we know that when VGS is 0, when VGS is 0, okay, then the maximum current that flows through the channel is called as IDSS, and this is for the condition when the value of VDD is greater than the pinch of voltage in magnitude. Okay, this we have seen. And in figure B, basically it is shown for cutoff region. Okay, so it shows the cutoff region concept, that when does the N channel JFET will enter into cutoff region. Okay, cutoff region means the value of current ID is simply 0 ampere. There is no current flowing through the channel. The channel current is 0 between drain and source. Okay, and this will happen uh, when we apply at VGS at between gate and source voltage which is higher than the magnitude of pinch off voltage. Okay. Under this condition, the device enters into saturation, enters into cutoff. This thing also we had seen. Okay. In the last diagram, ID is between 0 ampere and IDSS for VGS smaller than equal to 0 volt and greater than the pinch off level. Okay. Now this is the condition, operating condition between this one and this one. These two are the extremes. This is when the device is totally cut off, and this is when the device is conducting maximum amount of current. So in between these two states, we can always operate our device when the value of VGS is between 0 and the pinch off magnitude, and then we can apply some voltage at VDD. Okay, so that the value of ID will always be between 0 and IDSS. Okay. So VGG is obviously greater than 0 and smaller than pinch off voltage magnitude. So this condition is in between this extreme and this extreme. Okay. So this is cutoff. Okay, and this is the state for IDSS current. IDSS flow, and IDSS is the maximum current that can flow through JFET. Okay, when VGS is 0 voltage. So we have one condition where the maximum, where the current is maximum, and we have one condition where the current is 0. Okay, so between these two states, we can always operate our device, and we can use this in the in building electronic circuits. Okay. Now, uh, the equation, there is a very famous equation that describes the current flow for JFET, and that equation is known as Shockley's equation. Okay, and this is given by this: ID is equal to IDSS into 1 minus VGS by VP whole square. Okay, so ID is the drain current. ID is drain current. IDSS is again the maximum current that will flow, into 1 minus VGS is the gate to source voltage, and VP is the pinch off voltage. VP is the pinch off voltage magnitude. Simple equation: ID is given by IDSS into 1 minus VGS by VP whole square. So remember this equation, as this will be very useful in analyzing the JFET circuit, JFET device, and also solving problems based on JFETs. So the squared term, this square term in the equation results in a non-linear relationship between ID and VGS. So it shows that the relationship between ID and VGS is not linear, but rather non-linear. Non-linear, producing a curve that grows exponentially with decreasing magnitude of VGS. So the equation is important. Note down this equation, that ID is equal to IDSS into 1 minus VGS VP whole square. So from this equation, we can analyze that ID is directly proportional to, so IDSS is a constant. Okay. IDSS is a constant for Y. So ID is basically proportional to VGS and VP. Okay, ID is equal to VGS and VP. That ID is depending on two filters, VGS and VP. Okay, and V is also fixed for a device. So basically, the variable that is available here is VGS. So basically, ID is depending on VGS, and the dependence on ID and VGS is not linear but a non-linear dependence because of this square term. And remember, there is one minus this factor. Okay, so one minus something. So if you increase VGS, then this difference 1 minus this factor will decrease, and the square of this will be even less, and the value of current will decrease. Okay, so this equation is important, Shockley's equation. And okay, look at here. Okay, look at this curve. Okay, now there is a curve between VDS and ID. Okay, this the right side curve. This is called as IV curve or ID VDS characteristic or curve. And there is one more curve on the left hand side which is between ID and VGS. Okay, the gate voltage. And just now we had from Shockley's equation that when we increase the value of magnitude of VGS, the current was decreasing, and that dependence was not a linear, rather it was a non-linear dependence. It was because of that square term. Okay, so when we increase magnitude of VGS going from 0 to -1 -2, I'm talking about magnitude. Okay, so magnitude of -3 is greater than the magnitude of -2, like that. So when we increase the value of magnitude of VGS, the current decreases. The current is decreasing in a non-linear fashion like this. Okay. And for different values of VGS, because here we had plotted the curve for VGS 0 voltage, -1 voltage, -2, -3, and -4 voltage. Similarly, for 0, -1, -2, -3, and -4 voltage, the value of ID would be for 0 voltage it is like this, -1 it is this. Okay, these points we obtain, and we connect these points to obtain this curve. So this particular curve is known as the transfer characteristic. The transfer characteristic. Why it is called a transfer characteristic? Because it is showing the relation between the input voltage and the output current. Okay, on x-axis we have some input variable, and on the y-axis we have some output factor, output variable. So a relation or curve between input factor and output factor is some kind of transfer characteristic. So input and output, they are not both input or both output. Okay, so they are kind of, there is a kind of relation between input and output. Okay, and this is the relation between ID and VDS. The drain ID is the output current and VDS is the output voltage. So both are output factors. Output current versus output voltage, like this. So the main thing is that the transfer characteristic of a JFET look like this. Okay, and this can be obtained from the IB characteristic of the device. This transfer characteristic can be obtained by the IB characteristic of the device. Okay. these are all I'm taking from the book Bolstead. Okay, so go through the book and try to solve small examples that are given in the book, and then the things will become clearer. The examples are given, solve examples are also there, and numerical examples are also there. Okay, so I think with this your portion for JFETs are over. So with this, module 2 section is over, right? So we still have 5 minutes, so I will ask you to clear your doubts. If you have any doubts, you can always ask. You can ask now. I will try to clear those things. Okay. So anything from BGT or JFET or from this module that you want to ask or that is not clear, you can tell me now. Okay, so we have around 35 students today. Subrat Sahu, are you here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Subrat, any doubts? Any doubt from module 2? Anything that you did not understand or you want to ask?
No, sir.
Okay. And we have this. Do we have Gyan Ranjan Behra here? Gyan Ranjan,
Yes, sir.
are you here?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Gyan Ranjan, tell me, are you understanding the things from module 2?
Yes, sir.
Are you following the book? Are you reading from the book? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Gyan Ranjan, yeah, are you reading the book? I'm asking. Did you get the book PDF of Bolstead?
Hello.
Yeah, hello, Gyan Ranjan. Do you have the PDF of Bolstead?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then try to read from the book. Try to solve the examples. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, other students, anyone can ask any doubt, and you can give your attendance here in the chat box. Write your roll number and name.
Sir, hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, previous class due to poor network connection, I can take attendance. I attend. So, sir,
You could not attend the class or you could not give attendance. What?
I could not give attendance.
Acha. What is your name?
Srinivaspati, sir.
Sri Srinivas. Srinivas. Okay. Okay, I will note down your point. Okay. I will note down your point. But today you give attendance. Today you give your attendance. I will note down your point.